We are back here on the Sports Hub podcast presented by Van Ganaway Chevrolet. Right now, I am joined by Tavares High School's Asher Walker. Asher, thank you for coming on to the program.
Of course, thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Asher is a swimmer at Tavares High School. Obviously, you can tell by your shirt that you have on there. You're just coming off of the state championships. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yes, sir. It was extremely competitive. It was about 32, 24 kids for each event. You know, we all fought to get into the final spots, making it top 16 to make it back to the night finals, which were a lot of fun. And the energy always in the night finals is just fantastic and, you know, undescribable.
Yeah, and you did pretty good. You brought home some hardware. Tell us about the hardware you brought home.
Yes, sir. I for the first event, it wasn't my favorite. I got 7th place, and I wasn't too happy about that. So I said to myself, I got to bring it home. You know, I got to do the best I can. And I ended up coming home with a bronze medal, which was really great.
It's fantastic. And especially for Lake County, you made all of Lake County proud, representing us out there at the state championships. You've been swimming for quite a long time. How long have you been swimming for?
Right around 3rd grade, sir.
3rd grade. So he's been going at it for a while. And you swim with Tavares, but you also swim down in the Orlando region as well and train down there. Can you talk about that?
Yes, sir. I train in Claremont at the National Training Center with my head coach, Don Gibb, and I've been training there for the last 5 years. And it has really increased my strength and my speed. And I feel like I learn every day, learn more new things every day.
Don Gibb is an impressive guy. If you don't know who Don Gibb is, you should Google him. Quite the impressive coach you have down there. What's it like working with Coach Gibb?
It's definitely hard work. He makes sure that you give it your best, and he always looks out for you. He's more than a coach. He's definitely an advisor as well, and I look up to him as a role model.
What kind of training does he have for you, or what kind of training does he have compared to the Tavares swim team as far as that goes?
Lots of yardage for sure. Usually, I think the most we've ever trained was just under 8,000 yards.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's quite a lot. Get you ready for the short sprints, I would imagine.
Oh, yes, sir. Usually when we're getting around to big competitions like state, we always shorten the practices. You know, we take out morning practices for the first, and then we limit the practice time from 2 hours to around just an hour, where it's mainly working on technique, stuff off the blocks, and just getting ourselves prepared and rested for the competition.
Yeah, and rest you did, and you ended up doing really good in the state competitions, which is fantastic. As far as you as a swimmer, it's an individual sport, but it's also a team sport together. How do you balance that as far as your individual swimming, and then if you're involved in relay events as well?
I would say it's not too difficult because it's always fun swimming a relay with the guys. I always feel like we've done good with them throughout the years, especially my freshman year. It was one of my favorite relays of all time. We came out of nowhere and placed 6th place in our state champs. And, I mean, that was definitely an unforgettable memory right there. So I feel like the relays are a lot more fun than the individual events because you have to depend on each other and hype each other up.
Yeah, that's really cool as far as the team aspect goes, because you see it in the Olympics as well and all of that with the Michael Phelps and what he was doing all of those years. Who are some of your role models that you've had in your life?
My life, I would say definitely my dad, for sure. He's got to be number one. And then, of course, my mom, who's been a big supporter throughout not just swimming, but in my life in general. But if I had to talk about favorite swimmers, definitely Caleb Dressel, for sure.
Dressel, he's a pretty good swimmer there. As far as your dad goes, because I know it's a kind of a difficult subject. If you feel comfortable talking about it,
no, of course,
by all means. Can you talk about your dad and kind of the things that you're involved with as far as Tavares High School goes?
No, yeah, I mean, as I mentioned in the article, my brother at birth passed away, so my dad now, I consider him my full-blood dad because he came in at a time where my mom and I needed him the most, and he's taught me, you know, everything that I need to know about being a man, and he's the big reason why, you know, I'm here today and who I am now. And I guess, you know, with that experience, I decided that I want to make the best difference I can by joining such a great program as You're Not Alone. It's a suicide prevention program. And it's to look out for those who feel like they're alone and don't have a voice in this world. And, it's our job to show them that they aren't alone.
Yeah, and that's a fantastic program that Tavares has, and I know a couple of other programs around have those particular programs. Are you a leader of that program? And now that you're a senior, how has the program maybe developed or grown since you've been a part of it?
I would say it's grown a lot, especially in memberships. We've had, I think, 5 new people join in the last meeting, I would say. We're doing fun stuff like Fun Fridays at school where we, host like cornhole, make little games. It's a lot of fun.
As far as rituals before you get into the pool as well, what do you do as far as pregame or pre-swim rituals as far as you're concerned? Do you listen to music? Do you kind of just chill, try to relax as much as you can?
I definitely listen to music. I really, especially if it's for a big competition, I just put my earbuds in and I don't really talk to anybody. I definitely talk a lot after the race for sure, but before it, I don't talk to anybody at all. I just kind of wanted to get into my zone and envision what I want.
How is it different than going up in a district meet and then you go up against these kids at like a state meet? I mean, the competition must be incredible because some of these kids are going to be swimming in probably Division I programs. Hopefully, we see you in maybe a Division I.
We'll see. The season isn't over yet, so. But it's definitely a different field and a different aspect of competition because, everybody is a little bit laid back on district. District is just kind of to make it, and state, is to take it.
As far as the pool goes, because I see a lot of outdoor pools, but there are also some indoor pools. What's it like swimming in an indoor pool compared to an outdoor pool? Is there a difference?
Cold. Very cold. It was freezing because this was the first year that States was indoor. And I've been to that pool plenty of times, and I love that pool very much. But I think it was extremely cold. They had a really big fan in the corner, and then the open door, like big open door on the other side. So everybody was just getting the cold air. It was freezing, but it was a fun time.
Yeah, it was a fun time for everybody, and I did want to touch on a subject. You lost your longtime coach for Tavares High earlier this year. Can you talk about your coach and what he meant to the program?
Coach Johnson meant everything to the program. Without him, we wouldn't have even had a program. No one else really wanted to do it. No one else wanted to coach swimming, and he decided to take it to his own hands and coach us. He would sit out with us at practices and encourage us at meets. So if anything, he was the heart and soul of the program.
Yeah, and I know that was a difficult situation when that happened for Tavares High School, but hopefully winning that medal was a little bit of a consolidation for you as well. Winning that for Coach Johnson, because he meant a lot to a lot of people. So as far as going forward for you, what are you looking at? You're going to be graduating here in the springtime. What do you have going on? What do you want to study? Where do you want to go? Do you have any offers anywhere?
No offers for sure. We're still kind of looking into that, but right now I would really want to study physiology, which is specifically in physical therapy. I've always wanted to study physical therapy, but be involved in both the medical world and the athletics world.
Absolutely. And then one final question I have for you. For kids that are coming up through the Tavares program, or if they're young swimmers, what is your advice that you instill or you would instill for them?
Consistency is key. Consistency is going to get you so much farther than anything well in life. All you have to do is just keep showing up, keep practicing, give it the best you can, and eventually you will get the results you've always wanted.
Wise words as well. Asher Walker, always a pleasure to talk to you. Thank you for coming on to the Sports Hub program.
Of course. Thank you so much for having me, sir.
Absolutely. Well, we wish you the best of luck in the rest of your 2023 and 2024 season, where you're going to wrap up school and head off to college. So looking forward to some great things out of you coming up very, very shortly. We're going to come back in just a moment and wrap up the Sports Hub next.